is something that I am still very close to. I am working with department heads at the high school. I should call them instructional leaders at the high school in the 4 core areas, and the new curriculum coordinator and reading specialist in the district. That was another thing we added last year, is we added another reading consultant in the elementary and another at the high school. So we have boosted our reading support for our students. To give you an example of some of the progress that we've made, in our current 8th grade, we have approximately, out of 300 students, 280, about 80 students, 80 to 90 students that are reading below grade level. In our, I'm sorry, it might even be higher than that. I think it was as high as 120. Not remedial, but below grade level. In our 7th grade, we're down to 59. So I thought it was worthwhile to try this initiative with the language arts piece at the middle school, based on feedback I was receiving from the high school. And we did it with a class that had a track record of scoring very, very well in 6th grade. This 6th grade class scored #1 on the CMTs in our ERG in reading and #2 in math. And I would like to attribute their growth with some of the initiatives that they were able to take advantage of over the years in the elementary schools by some of the shifts that we made in our curriculum in our lower grades. 2 years ago, we did an initiative in our primary grades with Haskins Laboratory. Was part of a grant, and Haskins Laboratory is a section of Yale University, research-based approach to teaching primary reading. We've adopted it. It's a phonemic awareness based type of reading, and we've used it for 2 years, now our 3rd year in 1st grade, and we also have infused it into our kindergarten. And we are actually getting students to enter 1st grade reading and writing, where that was not the case for many, many years. So we're proud of what we're doing in our early learning centers also.
Are we tracking the kids in our grammar schools if they're reading above or below level?
Yes.
And how many?
Every student in the district has a reading level.
And how many in the grammar schools are below?
Yes.
Do you know how to figure out the percentage?
I would say we are probably below 30%. We were running at 30%. Our benchmark prior to putting in our own district initiatives, and that's something we've done. We have assessments across every grade level, from pre-K straight on through high school, but mostly through 8th grade. And they're given various assessments in language arts, math, social studies, and science. And I would say we reduced that to probably to 20 percentile, 25 percentile overall students under grade level. In our primaries, we've seen a significant change. I think we're below 20% in some of our primaries. And if we can get our students into those better or higher reading levels entering
earlier
3rd grade, we're going to start seeing that number drop in the
middle
upper
school,
grades,
yes.
you know, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's been one of I think our major accomplishments with what we've been doing in the district. Curriculum-wise, if you have any other questions, there's an array of things that the district is doing, probably more than you're going to allow me time to speak, but if you look just down quickly, and I could revert back to that, or any questions you may have, our health premiums are projected at a 9.9% increase, and we have set aside, we have 4 union negotiations currently in progress: secretaries, custodians, mid-management, and nurses. So we set aside approximately $195,944 for those negotiations, where we feel those contracts will be settled before the new fiscal year. Electric is out of sight, I'm sure you know that. We budgeted for a 25% increase in our UI, our electric utilities portion of our utilities. And we're seeing that already, that it's coming pretty close, if not in some ways exceeding that through the winter months anyhow. That's a tough one to swallow, but we're seeing that at home also. If you've gotten a new electric bill, you can see the boost that we've gotten even at home. But when you boil it down to a place like the high school, it was about, what, $15,000 a month increase?
Oh, increase.
Yeah, increase.
We were about
And we were-
28,000 a month.
Now
before.
we're up to 40
A little over 40.
in 1 month.
Come on. That's the high school.
That's just the
Yeah.
high school. So those are, you know, we get in these discussions with the board all the time, you know. Is it better to, and less expensive, to maintain our small neighborhood schools or consolidate into larger schools like the high school, or a possibility of reorganizing our grades so that we have more of the same grades in the same building rather than spreading them out throughout the district. But some of these new buildings, they're beautiful and they're state-of-the-art, but they're very, very costly to maintain and to keep up.
So we maintain 11 schools at this time? Yeah, so we maintain 11 schools versus.
Well, that's versus other communities our size. We have 11, we're 28,000 people. Take some other communities,
So other
approximately the same
communities
size.
will operate on a different model completely, and I think North Branford has 2 elementaries, a middle and a high. I think Branford has maybe 4
I
elementaries,
think they have 5, maybe 6 schools.
a middle school and a high school. And they have a different grade configuration. We've been trying to basically work with the facilities that we have. One of the most costly facilities that we maintain, that really is an albatross for us, is 200 Tyler Street. We house the academy there and special ed, buildings and grounds, but the rest of the building is not occupied by Board of Ed, but yet we've been paying utilities in full for that building, which is
What are the average
very
in a month?
costly.
It's over 135,000 they budgeted for this year.
Just for this year.
It's a lot of money.
That's only, did you take the electricity?
No, I just took the electricity. That was it.
The oil you took?
No, I didn't know electricity.
Oh, you just did the electricity?
Electricity, I compared it to the number of classrooms compared to
No, I did
Ferrara or something like that, which is, it's 10 times what Ferrara is
Yeah.
paying for electricity.
Well, Bob and I have sat down and ran through all the utilities, which would include the fuel, electricity, gas, the water, the sewer usage. It's over $300,000 a year without putting a student in, or a teacher, for that matter, or a pencil.
Will that include the academy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
that's what the board is
students
paying
there,
for,
I mean,
yeah.
right.
But a comparable school, Paul, with the same number of classrooms, is about 1/10 of what
Yeah,
the.
but it's 10 times bigger. Look at the size
Yeah,
of the
I
school.
mean, that's what they're.
My God.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
why
What was
the
that?
thing that they're carrying is far higher than just like a Ferrara school. Their costs for the same number of classrooms.
Well, we've been hearing these problems for 15 years,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard a solution yet. I don't
No.
know.